Welcome to part 2 of my top 10 sci-fi movies. Number 5 is Demolition Man. This is a fun movie and it's was underrated at the time it came out. It didn't perform as well as the box office of some of other Stallone's movies, but it's gotten more of a cult following in recent years. And it's about a cop, played by Sylvester Stallone, who gets frozen after a botched rescue mission trying to stop Simon Phoenix, played by Wesley Snipes. It's kind of a cool movie because the way that they show the future, it's almost like what could happen, in the sense that a lot of people now are overly sensitive, whether you're right wing or left wing, and people just get so uptight about everything, and that's what this society is. It's a very uptight, takes things way too far in one direction, and some of the antagonists are also way too far on the other end. And the way that they kind of try and find a balance with the help of Sylvester Stallone's character's movie is kind of interesting. Not to mention Sandra Bullock, she's funny in this movie. You know, in Speed, she was a lot more of a damsel in distress or panicky kind of a character. And some of her later movies, she tries to do comedy, but I guess the comedy in those movies isn't for me. I watched a couple of them and I was like, not really grabbing me. But this movie, she plays try to be the quippy one-line character and screwing it up at times, and really obsessed with 90s nostalgia. It's kind of fun. She's a funny character in this movie, and Sylvester Stallone has a bit of a send-up to action movies. It's kind of around the same time as Last Action Hero came out, and so they're kind of not parodies of action movies, but they're kind of mention the sort of things if you really look at them. And it's a good social commentary in some small way, but the way that they talk about and they show the future and how different it is from where we were in the 90s and where we are now, kind of interesting. And it's a fun sci-fi movie with basically a guy getting thought out in the future and trying to say, what the hell happened while I was gone? Kind of fun. Number 4 is Men in Black. Now, a sci-fi comedy, and the only thing about this movie is when I first watched it, the trailers gave away so much. They gave away a lot of the jokes in the movie that it probably would have been better if they didn't have them in the trailer. But it's still a fun movie. Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith plays secret government, and not even government, just secret agents trying to control aliens living amongst humans. And the way that they have certain things like, oh, these people are actually aliens, and this area here, these people are all aliens, and this and that. It's kind of interesting, and it kind of plays into our world and the things that we think, oh, that person's gotta be from like Venus or something. And there's even a joke where he said, when Tommy Lee Jones tells him about the whole organization of Men in Black, he said, no, it makes sense. You know, I had a third grade teacher who I swear was from Neptune, and Tommy Lee Jones says the name and says, you were right, she's actually from Saturn, well, one of the moons. It's pretty cool, and Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith have good chemistry together, and so it really does make it seem like a fun movie, nice sci-fi comedy that has some gore, but it's a cartoonish kind of a gore that you can't help but like you can't help but laugh. You know, that it's kind of fun to watch. Good movie. Second movie is pretty good. Third movie's good. And I think as a trilogy, they're fun movies. Even though the first one is probably the best, but I'm kind of partial to the third one recently. But I should probably go back and watch them again just to really get my mind on which is which. Number 3 is Aliens. Now, the last gore was funny. This one is not funny. There's only one scene that's actually funny, and that's from Bill Paxton. May he rest in peace. And you all know it, it's game over, man! Game over! That's really the only comedy in this movie. It's very, very dark, and it's Sigourney Weaver. It's a sequel to Aliens, Alien, one of the best sequels out there. And what's great about this is the first movie was kind of a slasher movie in space. This one makes it into an action movie, but still has an element of slasher in it, especially when after they first contact the aliens and they get their ass kicked, they go back and now they're just waiting for them to show, kind of like a slasher villain. You know they're there, you're just wondering when they're going to show up and when the next person's going to die. And not to mention the whole story with Sigourney Weaver. She does a really good job with Ellen Ripley, and when she has to defend this little girl, I would recommend watching the director's cut, because that one is better for the reason that they show you why she's so attached to this kid and why she's defending her so much, when most people say, oh, get rid, just run, you look out for yourself. But they make it make sense that why she would do this and why she would risk her life for this kid. It's a great movie, really suspenseful, great action, and I just can't say enough good things. But it also has Kyle Reese from the Terminator. He plays Dwayne Hicks in this movie. I'm sorry I forgot the actor's name, but he's pretty cool in it. He's kind of interesting. People have to compare the whole situation to Vietnam. I had no idea about that, so I'm just going to say it's a fun, suspenseful action movie. And it's really cool. I like it a lot. My favorite of the Alien movies. Number 2 is Jurassic Park. Welcome to Jurassic Park. This is a movie that when I saw it with my pop, he was convinced that computer generated images, CGI, it's here to stay. It's going to be the thing that makes movies, takes movies to the next level, and makes them more interesting, in a sense that what you can do with effects and monsters and things like that. Because when we saw that T-Rex, it just looked amazing. And what was great about it, when you look at it later on, the effects still hold up because it's not all CG. They use robotics, they use puppets, they use all this sort of thing to bring you into the world and not say, oh, that's CG, that's CG, that's CG. But they build the world up and they use the CG as a way to bring you into it and give you a sense that what you're seeing is really there. Because part of it is there with the robotics and puppets, and the other half is with CG. And because they blend it so well, it's so good. It's still great, and the effects still hold up to this day. And the story itself is very interesting because it's about cloning dinosaurs and what that could happen. What do you do with that sort of technology? Not to mention, he just tries to make a theme park, but there are other people trying to sabotage him. That whole element there, I think, could have been built up more, but for what we got, it was pretty interesting. Not to mention, you had Ian Malcolm telling him, look, life finds a way. You think you are in control, but you're not. That was a great thing about this movie, is the idea that humans trying to control nature, trying to control something that really we can't control. Let's be honest. And the only downside I would have to this movie are the kids. Oh, the kids, especially watching it later on, the kids just annoyed me. Even when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, they annoyed me. The daughter, she caused a lot of the problems that they suffered. That's when she was insufferable when you first met her. So like when the guy one of the people that tells her, no, haven't you ever, don't you know that they're carnivores, when they're trying to feed the T-Rex a goat, and she just goes, I'm a vegetarian. That's the kind of thing that people think vegans sound like when they go, I'm a vegan. That's exactly how she sounds. Not to mention the fact that she keeps on causing trouble for everybody, and for some reason knows the system. And the boy, oh God, he was just annoying and kept on getting into trouble and almost getting himself killed. And I thought, you just let him die a couple of times in that movie. But other than those two new characters, the rest of the cast is really cool, very interesting, and it's still, to this day, a fun movie and a great movie to watch. But not number one sci-fi. The number one sci-fi movie to me is the Star Wars trilogy. What else could it be? Or some of you saying, what about Star Trek? Never watched Star Trek. And I probably wouldn't even like it as much as I do Star Wars. It's not my favorite film series of all time, but it is a damn good series of movies. It tells one giant story, and it's great. It's a great story. It's following Luke and his adventure from being just a simple farm boy into being a Jedi. Not to mention the other characters we see along the way. Leia, Han, Chewie, R2, C-3PO, Vader, Obi-Wan, the Emperor. All of them, they change as the movies progress. Also, Lando Calrissian, who we only spend a little bit of time with in the second and third movie, he has character growth. You see all these things going on. Not to mention, the whole story is done very well. The first movie is very straightforward. Second one, there's some fallout from what happened in the first movie. Not to mention the fact that now the rebels are the ones with their backs against the wall. And the third movie, it comes to a climax, and it's just a great trilogy of movies. And the twist that you have in the second movie, it's so great. It challenges what you thought you knew from the first movie. That's what a great twist should do. Make you question them, what you think, but also think, oh wow, yeah, that kind of works. And then the third movie is like, well, you have questions from the second movie, they get answered in the third movie. And so it's pretty cool to see how that story progresses. And I won't say what the twist is. If you don't know what the twist is by now, go watch the movie. Come on. You should know already. So that's my list. The Star Wars trilogy, amazing movies. What else can you say? There aren't really any annoying characters. They're all really cool, and they all progress. Great movies. That's all I gotta say. What do you think? What's your favorite sci-fi movie? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. And after this, I have another top 10, which is going to be about music. And then I will probably start going into some wrestling. So until then, bye.